Like, holy smokes, look at the tan on this woman in a week.
1 week. Yeah. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, Connie. Nice to have you join us. Come on in.
Good morning. So while we're saying good morning to them, we need some cards. So we need some answers. So Connie, type in the chat a number between 1 and 3. And then Janet, type in the chat top or bottom, whichever word you want. And then Anita will let me know, because it is Feng Shui Friday, first Friday of the month. And Anita and I are always using the Feng Shui Personal Paradise card deck by Tara Catherine Collins for our topic for the day. And that this is the first Friday of the month, we're going to do a reading.
And Janet says bottom.
Okay. And what does Connie say?
Connie doesn't say anything yet.
Hasn't replied. Okay. Is there anybody else online?
Nope. So far we have Connie and Janet.
All right. Well then, Janet, pick a number between 1 and 3. Seeing how she's responding quickly. Yay. Thank you. And look at Anita drinking her freshly squeezed orange juice. Yummy.
Connie, I don't think middle was a choice, but Connie said middle.
Okay. No, 1, 2, or 3.
3.
3.
Okay, let's do 3.
Okay. And then, so that was Connie that replied?
That was Janet said 3. Connie
Okay.
said middle.
Okay. So Connie, if you're there, a number between 1 and 10, not middle.
Good morning, Paula.
Hey, Paula. Good morning. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Oh, it's a lovely day in the neighborhood. Especially Anita's neighborhood. My neighborhood is lovely too. It's just
and I haven't found any glasses down here yet, but I will.
Wow.
Connie said number 4.
4.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right. Now we have our cards to do readings on. So the first one that came out is number 13, Affirmational Belongings.
Good morning, Temple. Oh,
Temple.
okay. Affirmational belongings.
Interestingly, the second one that came out is number 42, Garage. I thought, what affirmational belongings are in the garage?
Well, I maybe have a story for you. Maybe.
And then the third card is number 15, the front entrance, where we definitely like some form of affirmational belonging, kind of like welcome. So those are our 3 cards topic for today. Whew. It'll take me a minute to get into channel. So do you want to go? Or do you want to tell the story first?
So that's yeah, I think we talked about affirmational belongings like a couple of weeks back. Anyways, it's kind of interesting. So this morning I was out walking on the beach, and I brought a garbage bag with me because I always pick up the garbage that washes up. And early in the morning, there's very little people walking the beach, very few. But there happen to be a couple of local fishermen. Nice. And it's quite interesting. They just take a line and throw it out, and they wrap it around. It almost looks like a toilet paper roll, but it's not. Like it's something plastic, and they just throw the line out, and then they reel it back in by hand on this plastic roll, and that's how they fish, right? So they're doing their fishing, and I'm walking on the beach, and of course, I'm looking for sea glass and picking up garbage. And it was almost like every time I picked up a piece of garbage, and then I would look over here, and there was a beautiful piece of sea glass. right?
Oh,
So that was just affirming, right? So that would be a belonging that was affirming or anchoring that energy of the exchange of energy, right? So I'm helping Gaia, Mother Earth, clean up, and she's giving me this beautiful sea glass. And then we had this other beautiful exchange of energy because the waves are coming in, splashing, and then they go back out, right? And then they come back in. And so it was really, really beautiful. And so I walked quite a long ways. And again, I'm keeping my eye open for garbage. And then I saw this little green string sticking out. And, I'm always very conscientious of those plastic things that birds could get tangled in or, get their beaks caught up in. So I picked up the little green string, and here it was, part of a fishing line that somebody had broke off. And it had two very large, sharp hooks on it. And at the very bottom of the string, it had a spark plug, of all things. There was a spark plug tied on there. So the local fishermen, like the old guy I had saw earlier, that's what they use, is they use a spark plug to weight their fishing line. So I stuffed it in the side of the bag, continued on my walk. And again, I was rewarded. I mean, I got beautiful pieces of sea glass this morning. Again, those, beautiful affirmational belongings of how, and I was thinking about it this morning about it's that exchange of energy. It's that giving and receiving, giving and receiving. And, I was just there to give my time and pick up the garbage to be in service. And I was just rewarded. And so on my way back, then I stopped at the old guy that was fishing, and I gave him the hooks that I found on the string with the spark plug, and he was just like, oh, he was so happy, he was thrilled. I just made his day. So, anyways, that was an affirmational belonging story that happened today. And I think maybe the garage came up because that would be, spark plugs and fishing line and fishing gear. Those would be the kinds of things that you might normally find in someone's garage. I don't know. That's my story for today.
and beautiful story it is, dearests.
Happy Friday, Amber. Nice to have you here. Beautiful.
It is wonderful to have everyone joining us. Yes. Interesting cards that came this morning.
Mm-hmm.
You have the affirmational belonging story of the Miss Anita that was just shared. And what a beautiful, beautiful example of the receiving and the giving and the giving and the receiving, and that mutually beneficial energy that flows around everyone. You see, dearests, energy it is everything, and it surrounds everyone at all times. And are you connecting to that beneficial energy, or are you hanging on? And this is the key. Are you hanging on to non-beneficial affirmations?
Mm.
For if that is what you are hanging on to, guess what you are getting in that direct energy flow? And of course, in the garage, many of you pull into a garage or attempt to, or cannot even park in. And at that point, what are you affirming?
Mm.
What is
Yes.
being affirmed when you pull into your garage or when you enter
Cannot.
the garage?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And of course, the front entrance. This is the third card chosen by you as a group. The front entrance to your home. Extremely important for these feng shui teachers, but also important for energy flow. What affirmation is being reiterated and reinforced at your front entrance? Is it blocked? Is it snow-packed? Can people access your front door? Do delivery people get lost? That is a clue, dearest. If people that have been given directions cannot find your front door, that is a very big clue. And it is also affirming that you are hidden. And we ask why. You are here at this time, not to be hidden. Your energy, your light, your love, your kindness, your service, as the Anita was just explaining, is required, is asked for. And we wish to affirm that, dearest beings of light, you are loved. We are always, always, always with you. What are you affirming today? Pay attention as you go through your day. Notice your thoughts. Notice the stories that are going on. And if they are stories that you observe keep repeating, is there something in your environment that is reinforcing those stories? The poor me, the I don't deserve, when we and you know you are loved and you deserve love. These are our thoughts for today. Dearest beings of light, you are loved. And we are always with you. Namaste.
Namaste. Love that. Love that. Yeah, we are always affirming something. It's just we have to have that conscious awareness about what it is. And those things that we surround ourselves with are always sending us some messages as well. We're constantly, transmitting and receiving information. We're like the little cellular tower, right? Constantly sending out a signal, getting a signal back. And it's a matter of what kind of signal are we sending out, or which one are we getting back? And that happens so often with what we surround ourselves with in our home, because those possessions, those things, are affirming a belief, they're affirming an emotion, they're affirming something. And your subconscious just says, oh, I'm going to take that information. Oh, I'm going to take that information. And then I'm just going to use that to spit out whatever happens in the world. So, yeah, great channel. Well, thank you, Cheryl.
Oh, you're welcome. I think for someone, there's a pattern that they're to become observant of. And maybe that's for everyone. But whatever that, it's this thought pattern or it's a story that's being replayed over and over and over and over and over. So watch for that this week, because that's kind of what I was left with. Become aware of a thought that you have. You're going to become aware of a thought that keeps repeating for a reason. And that reason is to go, okay, how is that benefiting me? Or not? Right? Can be both ways. This seems more of it's not a helpful conversation going on in your head, is what I keep hearing. So anyway.
Okay.
Cool. Well, that was interesting. So we've got affirmational belongings, garage, and front entrance. Ooh. No connection to how often the garage door and the front entrance are facing the same direction. That just popped into my head.
Oh.
So we have a 6 is the number from front entrance, an 8 for garage, and a 4. 4, 6, 8.
And when you just said that about the door in the garage, that could be the entrance, you know, because quite often people who do park in their garages enter their home through that man door from the garage into the house. And so that might be, for those of you that are listening to this, that might be your opportunity to put on your feng shui eyes and say,
Exactly.
what affirmational, you know, what belongings are there at that entrance into my home that are affirming a particular belief, thought, pattern, whatever, right? Because quite often we don't look at that space as being an extension of our home. We just think of it as a utilitarian space, a storage space. But when in fact, you know, it's just like having an arm, right?
Absolutely.
Your garage still is a piece, part of your house because it's attached. So it'd be like me walking around all day and saying, yeah, no, I'm not going to use this arm. But I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna get the rest of me dressed and looking pretty and having good energy. But this, I'm not going to worry about. Right?
Good point. Good point. I'm getting a picture of stairs coming down, like from the man door into the house, into the garage, and it's just surrounded by bags and boxes. And there's one specific word that keeps coming up. It starts with an F. That's getting repeated. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So someone's got a little bit of work to do on that transitional space between the garage and the house. Because you're
reinforcing some
reinforcing.
attention.
Yeah, it needs some attention, exactly. And truthfully, it's not uncommon for people to, like you just said, Anita, ignore the garage. And it's super important, especially when it's attached to your house, because it's part of your house's bagua. And for many people, it's on the right side. I see that consistently, that the garage is, when you pull up, is often on the right-hand side. Not always, but if it's on the right or if it's on the left, it's either your helpful people in travel or your knowledge and self-cultivation. So if you're well, we all need helpful people. Let's just say that. And we all need some knowledge and self-development. So maybe you're looking at studying something. Maybe you're looking at trying to sell your home, or you need help with a business project or something along those lines. What's current results? Like, what's happening in your life right now? And do you need to look at that area, especially when it's considered the garage? Are the lights falling off of it? Is the door trim in need of some attention? You know, the doors on the garage sometimes need attention. Are you doing some reading? I'm thinking there's
I'm just responding here because it's a good comment. So back alleys, right? So if you have a lot of people have a garage at the back of their house and they have to come in through the back alley to go into their garage, but then, you know, they pile up all this junk, right? The old skidoo, the old car part, the old whatever. I mean, we see all kinds of things, you know, piles of wood or and yeah, Connie just said it just drives her wacky to even drive down back alleys, right? But yeah, that's a really interesting point too, because, you know, the front of the house in some of those neighborhoods,
all the show
is, yeah, it's all for show. And then, you know, like you say, you drive down the back alley and then you go, what's all this crap doing here?
And
so it needs to reflect the same thing, right?
Exactly.
Because obviously then there's something going on in that person's life where it's all about what they show the world. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff that they keep hidden that you know, they maybe are not stepping in their authentic integrity.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Well, and you have to remember that the bagua is used not just in the micro, it's used in the macro. So setting the bagua down on that property can be very interesting, right? So if the garage is at the back, so if you're standing facing the property and the back garage is at the back on the right of the property, and it's like Anita had just described, that's where all the junk is and stuff. Well, then one has to wonder how the relationship is going in that household.
Mhm.
Or if it's cut off, or like there's so many different scenarios, and that's what's cool about feng shui and using the bagua. The bagua doesn't lie. It doesn't take sides.
No, it doesn't matter which way you use it, non-directional approach or directional, doesn't matter. It still reflects exactly what's going on for the person in their inner world.
Exactly.
So cool. Mhm.
Yes. Any other comments or questions on here?
No, that's that. Okay. And what do we have for when you add up all the cards? What have we got? 12,
4, 6, and 8, 10, 18 is a 9.
9, 9, 9.
Very cool. All right.
9, 9 is completion. And what day are we today? We are a 3 and a 2, which is a 5 plus a 7, which is a 12.
6,
Anyways,
9, and
that
4.
might be too
It's a
many
4.
layers.
Yeah. Today's a 4 day. So organizing.
Okay, what does the double digitality?
Double digitology. So yes, I'm referring to Marilyn Harper and Joy Robe's double digitology book and Adironda's version of the 9. The 9, I like Adironda's version. So the 9, the solo 9 is all about emphasizing or being compassionate with all of humanity. Fulfillment of your divine path. Higher vibration or being adapted to living at the higher frequency. Magnifying faith. Recognizing that even though one cycle is ending, another one will be beginning. Purpose. Yes, all about divine purpose and that which you are stepping out of as well as stepping into. An ending of a cycle or cycles, which is what we often refer to it at. And there's more in there, but you can get the book yourself and read it.
Well, and I just had a thought too, that we are just coming into the energy of the full moon.
You betcha.
And, that's all about completion too, right? So the full moon is a opportunity again, that nature shows us that we are constantly moving and changing, shifting, and the full moon is like the end of that cycle. Great time to let go.
I was just gonna say,
release, cleanse, clean out the garage.
Yep. I was gonna say, what affirmation have you been repeating that you're willing to let go of, that you're ready to let go of? What is that thought, that memory, that whatever it is that's holding you back that you're ready and willing to let go of? And here's another completion for you. This is our 104th episode, which means we have just in this episode completed 2 years of being here every Friday.
Wow. Wow, us. Good job. Woohoo. Oh yeah, 52 plus 52, 104.
Times. Yeah.
Wow.
So today is a completion. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
It is. Way cool. Okay.
That's a pretty good
job.
Yeah. So we'll accept and receive any congratulations and happy anniversaries if you're willing to give us.
Absolutely.
And of course, all of our episodes are on our YouTube channel, all in alignment with Anita and Cheryl. We've got a flock playlist that is really good, some excellent interviews. And we have to do a shout out because most of you know, and if not, now you're going to know, Anita and I are co-authoring a book. And our publisher, Lady J.B. Owen, right now is in India. about to study with the Dalai Lama.
Mhm.
Huge shout out to Lady JB Owen. She has guided us and taught us and shared so much with us in our book writing journey. Phenomenal.
Absolutely. Over the top, phenomenal. Yes. Mhm.
So big shout out to her. I'm sure she's having one heck of a time with His Holiness.
Mhm.
Very cool. Any last words that you would like to share there?
I don't,
Anita?
yeah, I'm good. And there's no other comments, and yeah, just go into that energy of giving and receiving today. See what happens.
Yeah.
Be in service today and see what comes back.
Pay attention to those thoughts while you're doing it too, because being in service and not enjoying it, that this is a waste of time, or why do I bother? Interesting energy to put out there.
Yeah, completion.
So you got a 9-day, you got the full moon energy coming up. And what are you ready and willing to let go of? Yay. Thank
Okay,
you for
well, I'll
joining
see you
us.
next week, and I'll be a little browner probably.
I
Just
won't.
saying.
There'll be a contrast.
Yeah, there will be.
Lots of sun, not much sun. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Happy anniversary, my friend.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
To us
Okay.